Hey there! Welcome to the Flute 360 podcast. I'm Dr. Heidi K. Begay, and I'm a flutist, educator, coach, and podcaster. My God-given mission is to serve you. I am passionate about guiding you, the modern-day flutist, to discover your unique voice on and off the stage. The goal of this podcast is to help you thrive both as an artist and as a musicpreneur. Go ahead and grab some espresso, your favorite notepad, and let's get to it. Today's episode 270 is titled, Students Who Feel Supported Will Thrive. Are you craving a space where you can start to defeat imposter syndrome and performance anxiety once and for all? If so, then I personally invite you to join us through an upcoming 5-day challenge that will not only boost your confidence on and off the stage, but you will be surrounded by supportive flutists as well. You don't have to endure this agonizing fear of playing in front of people anymore. You can truly let your artistic voice shine through your performances, and I can show you how to do that through my method called the 360 Empowerment, Unleashing Your Flute Story. Mark your calendars from November 13th through 17th, 2023, for an inspiring session you don't want to miss. Go to my website at HeidiKBegay.com and sign up for the newsletter so you don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity. See you soon. Hey there, 360er. I hope you are doing well, and I'm so pumped to sit down and chat with you today. So I have Lexi and Gizmo in the studio with me recording this episode, and I've got Bonnie and Hendrix in the background eating lunch from the kitchen. So we are here, and I say that because a lot of times when I sit down to record, I try to get into this place of, okay, everyone be quiet, don't move, don't flinch. I want this to be a great recording. And that's great and all, but I need to remind myself that things happen. The lawnmower will be going off in the background. The washer and dryer will be beeping that the load is done. Oy vey. So I share that insight with you from the Begay household because when you dive into your creative projects and you think, okay, I have to cross all my T's, dot all my I's, that is so honorable. Do it. But have some flexibility. Realize that things are going to happen, and it's actually for the better because having the cats meow and the lawnmower going off, it kind of puts less pressure on me to have like this perfect episode, right? So I want the same for you. I know a lot of you right now are pursuing your creative endeavors, recording projects, applications, grant proposals. Show up, do the best that you can, and hit submit. It does not have to be perfect. So diving into today's real content, that was just a little gem thrown at you. So today's real content is focused on studio achievement, studio development. A lot of my 360 listeners are flute studio teachers. And if you are in a place where you are really wanting some motivation and inspiration to help your studio excel to the next level of artistry, ability, or whatever it is, this episode is for you. So I get it, right? If you are kind of in this place of complacency or you're not really seeing movement or growth overall within your flute studio, I can totally empathize with you that you want more for your students. So this question has been coming to me through the Flute 360 Accelerator program in my inbox, and I want to dive in and get messy with you and get super creative and find some ways to help you and your studio reach the goals that they want to achieve. Okay, so for me, I know the seasons in which my studio is truly thriving is when my students feel extremely supported. Okay, and this is so imperative. It's so important for me as their teacher and as their mentor to make sure that each individual within the studio is supported and the studio itself is supported as well. Because if each individual and if the studio as a whole is feeling really motivated, supported, seen, and heard, I know that they are going to excel tremendously towards their personal and professional goals. I want them to thrive. I want them to succeed. And I want them to believe in themselves. So what I can do as their mentor is I want to not only support each individual, and of course, that's going to look very personal, right? Because each member of that studio is so uniquely designed that they are going to need, Jane or Joe is going to need very individual attention in very personalized ways. So that's an episode for another day, right? But in general, one way in which I can support my studio is bringing them together. I want each 360 flutist in the studio to know about each other and to start forming relationships among each other. The reason why this is important for me to foster that type of environment is because then they can have other cheerleaders for themselves and for their goals within the group, and not just from me, their teacher. They can probably, put together, little accountability partners and have challenges among themselves. And if they have that, if they have some sort of supportive environment like that, it's going to be super healthy and they are going to thrive. So by doing this, by really fostering an environment where everybody can come in, get to know each other better on a one-to-one basis, they are going to feel seen, heard, encouraged, and inspired. And I'm a true believer that from these interactions, inspiration unfolds. And this is key. So when I, their teacher, really foster an environment to support my people, and they interact with each other, they form these relationships, they are going to encourage one another, and that ripple effect is huge. From that encouragement comes motivation and comes inspiration. And when people feel inspired and when they feel supported, they will thrive. Now, as the creative teacher that you are, I want you to come up with ways in which you can foster this type of environment for the members of your studio. You are such a creative instructor. Take out pen to paper and jot down 20 to 40 ways in which you can do this for your flute studio. Be creative, okay? No idea is too silly. Now, I will share some things that I do for my 360 studio to get your inspiration going for you and for your people. So one of the things that I do is when I'm really feeling like I want to get my studio members feeling solid, together, supported, and we are all striving towards a similar goal, that momentum and that growth excites everyone in the group. So the way that I do this is I am a huge supporter of incorporating more group activities within the studio. So this can look like a group trip to a guest artist's masterclass, workshop, music festival, or concert. What I have done in the past before remote lessons, I would gather all of my girls, throw them in a car, and we would drive to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra or the Fort Worth Orchestra together. because that program for said evening was like, oh my gosh, my girls are really going to love this. Let's go together. And those nights and those events were super, super fun. Now, I will say disclaimer, as their instructor, if you are going to drive them to these events, have a printed up parent waiver form signed and dated by the parents. This is a great way to ensure and to make sure that you're thinking of the safety of everyone involved through your travel arrangements. Okay, another way in which I can foster these relationships for my people to feel supported is I host a studio masterclass and or recital every semester. Now, lately, within the 360 Studio, I have been actually hosting a monthly studio masterclass. This way, people can get to know each other. They can have the chance to play their most recent repertoire, get the jitters out of their stomach, out of their being before an upcoming audition. Whatever their flute goals are, we know the benefits to flute masterclasses. But it's that level of community. It's that level of coming together, supporting one another, cheering them on, cheering on each individual. So again, that flutist feels seen, heard, lifted up, and then they are going to feel like they can conquer anything. And once they have that mentality of, my teacher believes in me, my peers believe in me, then they are going to work towards their flute goals with gusto. And lastly, another way in which I help my people to feel supported and we are all making headway towards our personal and professional goals is to have this overarching studio challenge. So for this particular academic year, the 360 Studio, we are embarking and we are participating in a memorization challenge where we are memorizing Tafano and Gobert exercises 1, 2, and 4, and all 7 of the daily Reichert exercises. This is super fun. Each individual within the studio gets excited and pumped to challenge themselves to memorize these exercises. Their technical abilities are growing, their artistry is growing, but they know that their peers and their friends within the group are working towards the same goal. And because of this, they turn it into a game. They find their accountability partner. Now they have another cheerleader outside of the relationship with me. Now they get to thrive together, work towards a universal goal together, and they get excited. And again, from this interaction, inspiration unfolds. I hope that today's content has served you well in this minisode, and until next time. Are you looking for the perfect flute or piccolo to take your music to the next level? Look no further than the Carolyn Nesbaum Music Company in Plano, Texas. Since 1996, we've been the go-to source for flutists of all levels with an unrivaled selection of flutes, piccolos, low flutes, and head joints from dozens of top makers. But we're more than just a music store. We are your complete resource for everything flute related, with sheet music, instrumental accessories, teaching resources, and health information all under one roof. And our in-house staff of experts is always ready to help you find exactly what you need to achieve your musical goals. At the Carolyn Nesbaum Music Company, we're committed to excellence in all aspects of our business, from our top quality products to our friendly personalized service. And with an in-house repair staff certified in all major brands, you can trust us to keep your instruments in top condition for years to come. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news and events, and visit our website at fluteforyou.com to shop our extensive selection of flutes, piccolos, and more. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, the Carolyn Nesbaum Music Company is your one-stop flute shop.
Let's talk about Flute.